The better you lead your client, the stronger your leadership, the more likely you're going to get a sale. So let me give you some fundamentals about leadership, just some stuff to know. Leadership is one of those things that we don't really talk about and we don't really train about. But it is significantly important in the sales process, and we call it posture, we call it presence, we call it a bunch of silly things. But the bottom line is if you're a good leader, it's like you've got this dial on the side here, a gauge, and from 1 to 10, we're all kind of born with a little bit of leadership, and then we learn skills. And we will always, always have that happening to us. So let me give you an example of why this is important. One, everybody wants to be following a higher level leader. So if you're a 6, you will follow somebody who's a 7 or an 8. And if you have somebody above you who's a 5, you will be irritated. Has anybody ever been irritated at another company? We all have, right? Because they get the position, but they're not the leader that they need to be yet. And you will be irritated by the things that they do or the tactics that they use to try and hang on, right? Buyers are the same way. They are looking for somebody to help them through this emotional process. Why? Because we all know that we get emotional when we buy stuff. I went to a seminar one time, something like this, very elite kind of training that I was taking, and it was done by a friend of mine. So I knew the lady, and it was a kind of a precursor to a much bigger system of training that was tens of thousands of dollars. And it was something I wanted to take, and it was important to me. So I'm at this pre-session to see if I really like it. Yes, I like it. We had made an arrangement to have a talk at the, like lunchtime. So I could talk about going forward with the sales process or training, if you will. And so one day she hands me the application. I look at it. Yeah, I'm interested. The next day I get into the process and she's going through everything and she's telling me all the features about this stuff, but I couldn't connect it to the emotion. I was like, oh, I'm so uncomfortable with the money. I'm like this, and I finally said, just shut up and tell me to buy. And her friend was walking by, the other presenter, and she's laughing. She goes, what did you just say? I said, I just want to buy. Help, take the pen, put it in my hand, and make me sign. And she goes, are you kidding? I go, yeah, I'm having all this emotional turmoil. Stop it. The intention's too high. I just want to get what I want. I don't want to hear this again. And then when I ask a question to help with my emotions, she would go back into the stuff again. And it was driving me crazy. It's not what we want to do. If somebody wants to buy, let them buy. They want the experience, right? So you got to know that they're looking for a sales leader. Why? Because they want somebody they can trust that'll take them through the process and make sure they get the right stuff. Because we hate, as buyers, what? We hate what?
Not knowing.
Kind of. Carry on. We hate not knowing, and we hate buying something and buying the wrong thing. Making a mistake. We hate it, don't we? It's the number one worst thing ever. So write that in your margin. Number one worst thing ever is to buy something that's not working for me. And that's the way it goes. That's the way we are. So you got to know that they're looking for a sales leader so they don't get duped. So they don't make a mistake. So they don't get sold something. Everybody wants to buy, but nobody wants to be sold and seduced. Unless you're looking for a spouse and you're somewhere else, right? Different. Right? Different thing. Different type of seduction. In the sales process, it's yucky. We get that kind of like, I got to take a shower because that person just made me feel grimy and slimy. It's not a good feeling. So we're looking for a leader that's going to make this effortless, easy, relaxing. Can you guys provide any of that? Do you guys know your stuff well enough to provide that? Say yes. Yes. Right? And that's what we want to do, right? Definitely for there.